I still get my heart jump when a cop comes up on a corner or behind me or whatever. And it's like growing up in the cannabis industry, it was like, you know, for a lot of years there, it was rare to not have something illegal on me. The question, why cannabis? I grew up in the cannabis industry from being like as little as I can remember. Like the dads would go off in the woods in the motorcycles, and we just kind of knew, you don't ask. You can't go with them, and don't ask where they're going. And what I saw was, like, I remember seeing that, like, the parents would be hanging out, and instead of being all kind of grumpy and, like, you know, frustrated, you'd see them all giggling and happy and stuff, and you'd be like, huh. And as growing up, I started putting that together. It's like, wow, something about this thing really puts people in a better mood, and they seem like they enjoy life better, and they seem like they're just happier. And so then getting into it later in high school, it was like kind of all my friends were getting into it, and I was into building cars and mechanical things, and so I would buy and sell, and I'd build my cars and stuff. I mean, I can certainly say, growing up in small town America, I heard so many people say, I don't do drugs anymore. I just smoke weed all day and it keeps me straight. And, you know, I had family who, my stepdad died from complications of shooting heroin, you know, so you see that, and then you hear people being like, I can actually just smoke weed all day and I'm cool. It's like, man, people are destroying their lives. Like, you see some of these hard drugs that people are coming off of because of like self-medicating on cannabis. It's like, that's real. So, yeah, and you know, in all my years in the cannabis industry, I've seen it do, you know, very little harm and a lot of good. The people who have a problem with it are just not being as motivated as they feel like they're supposed to be a good, upstanding citizen. But then you're like, well, are you happy? I'm like, yeah, I kind of love doing what I'm doing. Like, well, then quit beating yourself up and be cool. Just do you. And so yeah, I mean, for me, why cannabis? I think cannabis triggers people asking why. Why am I doing these things if they're not important to me? Why am I trying to be that if that's not who I am? Why am I thinking I need this or that status to be good enough? And honestly, I think that's the root of it all, is this good enough thing that, you know, kind of so many people share. Like, what's good enough? How much is good enough? How convenient and how safe and how easy does life have to be before we say, okay, cool, we got it. We can just kind of maintain now. You know? We live on this whole thing that's about incline trajectory, and it's tiring.